Hey everyone, Mark from Top Homeowner, and today we're going to tackle cleaning this gas barbecue grill. Now, I'm sad to say this is my grill that I've neglected over the past few years, and while it still performs just fine, I want to make sure it's performing at its best, so I'm going to go through and clean it inside and out and replace anything that might be damaged along the way. First thing we're going to do is we're going to turn this up to high heat. We're going to let it go for about 30 minutes to try and bake off anything that's on the inside that's kind of caked on, and then we're going to turn it off and we'll let it cool down, and then we can get started really giving this a thorough clean. Now in my case, these flavorizer bars, these tents are so bad, I'm actually going to remove these before I turn on the grill to get it all heated up. And I'll show you what this looks like here. If you want to come over here, you can see this one is just covered with stuff. This one's pretty much just gone, right? That's supposed to be solid metal, which clearly it's not. So you can really see how bad of a condition this is and why I need to take care of it now before it gets worse. Pull this one out. This one's not corroded, but it's caked in junk. I'm gonna put this grate back in and I'm gonna turn the barbecue on. Now that the grill has had a chance to cool down, what we're going to do is first we have our gloves on because this is going to get kind of messy. So this is going to help keep ourselves clean. The next thing we need to do is take these grates out of here, and if you have wire grates like this, you can stick them in a bucket and have them soak to get all of the stuff off. You can scrape these down with a wire brush, a Scotch-Brite pad, a Brillo pad, or just some steel wool with some cleaner. If you have grates like this, which is cast iron, I would not recommend soaking cast iron. So what I recommend on cast iron is just scraping off as much as you can and then going ahead and like coating it with oil and heating it up again after everything's cleaned off. If this is really bad and you do want to soak it, then you can go ahead and do that. I just wouldn't recommend soaking it for very long, and then if you do soak it, be sure to treat it with oil again after the fact, so that way it seals it up nice and it won't rust on you. Okay, so first we're going to scrape off everything inside the lid, and then we'll scrape off everything in the base. Get rid of all the loose particles first. So a couple things we can use to scrape. We can use either a plastic scraper. This is probably going to be a little bit better served on the top here, because I think on some grills, I think on this grill, it's coated with a paint, so we don't want to scrape it too deep. You can also use a metal scraper. Just be a little bit careful as to not get too deep into the metal, especially if there's some kind of a coating on it. We're starting with the inside first, because if we started with the outside is going to get dirty again because the inside is so disgusting. So we're getting everything off the inside first, and then once that's all cleaned out, we'll focus on the outside. Another thing you can use is a wire brush, and this is really good to kind of scrape off the rest of the carbon buildup, and it's also really good to scrape out and clean the burners, because these wire bristles can help get in the holes of the burners and clean those out. Now we're going to scrape all the gunk that's in the bottom into the center pan. If you have a center pan where everything can kind of collect, this is a great time to do this. Make sure it's not above the ledge if possible, because when you pull this pan out, you don't want all the gunk to fall down inside. Now the best thing to do would be to clean this out every season, like at the end of each cooking season would be a good practice, or if you're going to put this away for the winter, clean it out thoroughly before you put it away, because then it'll be nice and ready to go for the spring when you're pulling it out again. By all means, whatever you do, don't do like I did and just let it go for years. Now that the thick stuff has been scraped off, we're gonna go ahead and apply a heavy-duty citrus degreaser to the inside and let it soak in so we can clean out the rest of this carbon and this buildup, this grease. It's kind of hard. Oh, man. Since there's more grease in this than we expected, we're going to use a different solution to try and cut through it. This is a barbecue cleaner from Simple Green that is actually a foaming cleaner. So we're going to spray this on and let it set, and then we're going to continue cleaning it with some rags. After we treat it, we got to rinse it down and get all the cleaner off of this. So we'll try to use this here on this stainless steel and see how this does. And I didn't even let it set, and it's done a pretty good job. Since that's about as good as it's going to get, now we're going to turn our attention to the outside and we're going to clean this up with this Weber exterior grill cleaner and see how good of a job it does.
And let me try it.
We bought some new tents that go over the burners, so we're going to put these in now.